Willard Mitt Romney was born on March 12, 1947, in Detroit, Michigan, to his loving parents, George W. and Lenore Romney. Romney's father was a successful businessman and politician who emigrated from Mexico. As a Mormon, he raised Mitt using the same ideals he had grown up with. Mitt and his three siblings grew up in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and were all raised under the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mitt's religion would play an important role in shaping his future endeavors. Growing up, Mitt idolized his father. George, who became a nationally known figure during Mitt's childhood, would influence Mitt's career path. Until 7th grade, Mitt attended public school. He then attended a preparatory school called Cranbrook School. He was the only Mormon in attendance. Mitt wasn't athletic, nor did he distinguish himself academically, but he was heavily involved in clubs and various school activities. Throughout his time at school, Mitt spent many hours on George's campaign, and later on he interned at the governor's office. Mitt's love for politics continued to develop throughout the remainder of his adolescence. In Mitt's senior year, he met his future wife, Ann Davies, who attended Cranbrook's sister school. At their graduation in 1965, they became informally engaged. Mitt then attended Stanford for one academic year, only to drop out due to his disapproval of the protests around him. Mitt then left the country to stay in France, where he was a Mormon missionary. Because of his hard work and dedication, he was promoted to assistant to the mission president. While in France, Mitt was involved in a car accident that left him seriously injured and his passenger killed. After he returned, Mitt and Ann decided to get married. Mitt then began attending BYU, where Ann was studying. The two got married in Mitt's hometown later on. Mitt then enrolled in a dual degree program at Harvard, earning a degree in both business and law. Mitt exited Harvard at the top of his class in both law and business, and therefore had many options open. The handsome and intelligent son of the former presidential candidate was highly sought after. Mitt took a job at the Boston Consulting Group and quickly climbed the ranks through the company. However, just 2 years after starting at the Boston Consulting Group, Mitt left to join Bain & Company. Bain & Company used an unconventional approach by using unconventional strategies, which Mitt quickly became acclimated to. Mitt was known for engulfing himself in a subject in order to relate to his clients. At the end of the day, many of Mitt's colleagues had a difficult time telling whether he went to business school or some other postgraduate school. Mitt was able to understand the technical aspects of his clients' companies. This, along with his gregarious nature, led many of Bain's clients to bypass the traditional method of communication and talk directly to Mitt. It was because of Mitt's drive and personality that Bill Bain, creator of Bain & Company, offered Mitt a head job at Bain's new company, Bain Capital. This new venture would buy companies, reshape them using Bain techniques, and resell them for a profit. According to all of the partners, Mitt was the obvious choice to head up the company. Mitt managed the company with caution and care, making sure not to appear lavish in an effort to convince his clients that Bain would be as careful with their money as Mitt was with his. Mitt made sure that all decisions at Bain Capital were tested, debated, and discussed. It was because of these tactics that Mitt was an effective leader in his quest to save the 2002 Winter Olympics. In 1999, the Salt Lake Organizing Committee for the Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games of 2002 hired Mitt as their president and CEO. The event was $379 million short of its revenue goals, and there was a fear that the event would be moved away from Salt Lake City entirely, rather than having it scaled back. Mitt used his business experience to completely turn around the entire organization. Leadership and policies were changed, budgets were reduced, fundraising was increased, and concerns were alleviated. Through his hard work, Mitt was able to receive a record amount of funding for United States Olympics from Congress. Mitt's efforts created a $100 million surplus and garnered praise from President Bush. Mitt donated to charity the $1.4 million in salary and severance payments he received for his 3 years as president and CEO, and also contributed $1 million to the Olympics. In 2002, after ending his career at Bain Capital, Mitt found himself popular amongst citizens of Massachusetts and ran for state governor. Although the Democratic Party of Massachusetts claimed he was ineligible to be governor, the Massachusetts State Ballot Law Commission, a bipartisan committee, unanimously declared that he had maintained financial and personal ties to Massachusetts and he was allowed to be a candidate. He made himself out to be a moderate Republican with progressive views, not a typical partisan Republican. His experience in the private business sector made him qualified to address the state's serious fiscal issues. He stressed his ability to obtain federal funds. He proposed to recognize Massachusetts state government by discarding the fraud and mismanagement within the state government. His campaign used micro-targeting techniques to identify with potential voters and reach out to them. He faced no opposition in the primary election and won the governor election on November 5, 2002. On January 2, 2003, he was sworn in as the 70th governor of Massachusetts. Immediately upon entering office, he faced a Democratic majority and picked his cabinet and advisors based on managerial abilities, not based on partisan affiliation. He declined his entire government salary and instead focused on the $650 million shortfall that the state was going through. Through spending cuts, increasing fees, and removing corporate tax loopholes, the state soon benefited from a surplus of $600 to $700 million. In 2004, he was given a primetime appearance at the Republican convention, where political figures discussed making him the 2008 presidential candidate. In December 2005, he announced he would stage a full-time run for president. The campaign emphasized Romney's high profitable career and his ability to succeed in the business world. His political experience as the governor of Massachusetts had proven him worthy for the Republican candidate for president. Romney lost, however, to Senator John McCain in the Iowa and New Hampshire primaries, which were crucial to his campaign. Although he did not receive the primary candidacy, he did not end his run there. In April 2011, he announced that he would run for president again in 2012. In the early stages of the race, he was seen as a frontrunner in what was otherwise an unsure race. His numbers were low, however, for a frontrunner. He avoided the accusations from his previous election of being a flip-flopper and remained consistent throughout his candidacy. In May, Romney was backed by Republicans as the party's nominee. Mitt's platform for running in 2012 revolves around the idea of his 5-point plan. Mitt plans to create a stronger middle class by creating jobs and improving the economy. He aims to once again make America the best place in the world to start a business, hire a worker, or find a job. America is still waiting for its economic recovery, and as president, Mitt Romney will deliver it. As president, Mitt Romney will also create a brighter future for our country. He has led turnarounds of every kind, and as president, his sterling record will not change. Romney will create a more stable job market that will allow graduates to enter it immediately. He will also create a more secure retirement for seniors. If you want real change, join us and vote on November 6th for the kind of leadership that these times demand. This is the most important election of our lifetime, and every vote counts. Romney, 2012.